Hi guys, it is April from Getting Hugga With It. Today we're talking about Christmas books. If you are in need of a good Christmas read this December, keep on watching. Let's get into it. I like to try to read at least one Christmassy book every December. And I've read quite a few really good ones, and I wanted to share them with you. The first is a book that I read last year, and it's actually a short story collection by Jeanette Winterson. I think it's called 12 Days of Christmas. Gosh, why am I not remembering the title? I will pop in a picture of the actual book itself. This is a book that I would actually like to buy. I got it out from the library and loved it so much. I read it over the course of the first 12 days of December and it just made me so happy. There is a story in here about a dog that gets accidentally stuck in a Christmas cracker, and it just made me so happy. It is a really, really lovely book, and it's made me really want to read more Jeanette Winterson. So I so recommend that one, especially because it's like a little present every single day if you do it like I did, where you read like one short story a day. Made me so happy. So that's a really great one. I would also recommend a historical fiction book called The Last Christmas. This is a World War I historical fiction book that I read a couple of years ago now, and it was just lovely. It's told in letters back and forth from a woman who has been left behind. Her brother and her brother's best friend have gone off to war for England, and she's left behind, and she's writing letters to her brother. She's writing letters to her brother's best friend. There is romance in here. You know, I don't like romance, but I loved this book and I wept a lot reading this. I was also pregnant at the time, so that might have had something to do with it, but I really liked it, and it's just a very sweet story for Christmas. Now, a book that I always recommend, it's one of my favorite books of all time, and it's Come Thou Tortoise. Now, I never am able to sum this up because it's very difficult to sum up. I'm actually going to do something that I never do, and that is I'm going to read the little blurb in the front. It is so good. It says, "Here's a bit of information about our heroine, Audrey Flowers, which may come in handy while reading this book. She applies the rules of the board game Clue to help her with many of life's quandaries. She's terminally afraid of flying. Wordplay of all kinds amuses her. She finds comfort in making lists, lots and lots of lists. Her tortoise, Winifred, often ponders Shakespearean speeches and the nature of exponents. And here's the synopsis that doesn't give everything away. Even before Audrey's plane takes off from Portland, Oregon, bound for St. John's, she knows her life is about to take a sharp turn. Her beloved dad has been knocked into a coma, or comma, as Audrey keeps calling it, and she's had to leave behind her steadfast companion, her tortoise Winifred, to quickly get to his bedside. As she's flying over the continent, her dad quietly slips away. To make matters worse, once she arrives, her distraught uncle Toby abandons ship and takes off for England. Alone and in need of distraction, Audrey stumbles on what at first appears to be a small mystery, but grows deeper and more puzzling with each suspect she interviews." And this takes place over the course of Christmas, and it is just one of the best books I've ever read, and it's something that I need to reread. I don't understand how I haven't reread it, but it is the type of book that I'm kind of afraid to reread because I loved it that much. It'll still happen. If this year is any indication of rereads, I really should reread it. I have had such good luck with rereads. Okay, another book that I would recommend for Christmas time is a ghost story, The Woman in Black by Susan Hale. This is told on Christmas Day. And this is about a man who's a solicitor. He goes to this great mansion. This woman has died and he has to go and take care of her affairs. Well, a great fog rolls in and he becomes stuck there overnight. It's like in the middle of nowhere. And he's stuck there overnight and he soon finds out that it's haunted. And I mean, people used to tell ghost stories at Christmas time, which is why I love that it's told on Christmas Eve, because that's very realistic for what traditions used to be like. And so I would highly recommend The Woman in Black for a Christmassy book. And then finally, something not so scary at all is Little Women. It is such a heartwarming book. This starts on Christmas Day, I believe, or it's leading up to Christmas, and all of the girls are wondering, you know, what their Christmas is going to be like without any presents. This follows four sisters, the March family. Their father is off to war, and their mother Marmee is holding the fort along with these girls, and they are not as well off as they had been once upon a time now that their dad is off to war. And it's just a lovely, lovely book. It's very, very heartwarming, and it teaches the value of family, which is such a good thing to read about at this time of year. So I would really recommend Little Women as well. And those are all of the books that I'd recommend if you're looking for a book for Christmas. These are all good ones. You can't go wrong with any of them. So I hope that this finds you well. Let me know in the comments below if you have any Christmassy books that you would recommend to me, because I'm always looking for Christmas books to read at this time of year. Let me know and I will talk with you soon. Okay, bye guys.